Okay, Rob, here we go. 5 minutes. That's the limit of my Jing movie. So the very first thing that I did is I created an empty database called PBS underscore demo underscore Rob in my SQL Server Management Studio. And notice that here, this is my instance of SQL Server. And we'll get to that in a minute. I'm here in a command prompt. And the very first thing we need to do is make sure that all the batch files, all the startup batch files, have the COBOL configuration file .4GL that I sent you in the command line itself. So, I've commented this out here. This used to be cblconfi.fu. This is now should be cblconfi.4gl. Okay, let's go take a look at that COBOL configuration file. Down a ways, I'm not sure what line this is, but it's down a ways. There's a environment variable called MS-SQL database. This is the database name that you created that's empty. And I'm going to go ahead and change this to Rob. And down here, this needs to be the instance of SQL Server. This is your connection. And you can see here that I'm using Windows authentication method. If you've got a specific login and a password, then they need to go in here. But I'm using Windows authentication, so I'm logged in as myself with my own password, and everything works great. So I'm going to go ahead and Control S, save that. The very next thing I'm going to do is come back here and run arutil, and we're going to just use the customer file as an example, but they all work the same way. I want to export a file, make sure I have a good export of my customer file. Press 8, and I'm going to say no change. I want to create a new export file, and I'm going to get first, last. I'm going to do them all, which is all 10 records, and now I'm done. Okay, the next step is to go into Pathfinder. And this is the administrative user, and I'm going to go into number 2, accounts receivable. Number 2, assign path names to accounts receivable data files. And you need to come down here and change this cus file right here to, and I'm going to hit enter, change it to MS-SQL, all caps, colon. Hit enter, and yours will all be the original Vision files. So this will be the only entry in here. You hit escape, escape, escape again. Okay? Next step is to make sure that the AR utility has the 4GL in there. Yes, it does. I'm going to run it. And I'm going to restore from an export file. I'm going to restore the customer file, and it's going to say create a new data file. Yes, we want to create a new data file, but it's going to be an MS-SQL table. I'm going to hit C for create. Yes, I'm sure. And boom, there we go. I've taken those exported records and created a table. I'm going to hit refresh here, and there's my customer file 00. And let's take a look at the records. There they are. Okay, that's all it takes. Change the path file to MS-SQL, and as long as you have an XFD in the XFD directory, that is the procedure for changing everything. I guess that's, I should end it because that's enough to give you a taste.